I'm glad that you're all here so I can read to you. And yeah. Actually, no, there's nothing else to this. I'm just going to read. Um, you might be here because you don't want to read, and I can fully respect that. So, it just happens. This is actually just me stalling for time while trying to pull it up. I don't know why I didn't have it up before, but alright. How Deep Can I Go? Chapter 1. Despite being a morning person, the crisp September mornings made it just that little bit harder to get out of bed. After being able to freely sleep until 10 in the morning for the past 2 months, I had a hard time waking up to the sound of my alarm at 7 in the morning. It seemed so much earlier. It didn't help that my alarm clock suddenly woke me up by blasting Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It scared me so badly that I almost fell out of my bed. With a loud grunt, I reached over to my alarm clock that was playing K94.5 at a ridiculously high volume. My brother Jack most likely thought it would be a good prank to crank the volume up on my alarm. He always did dumb things like that. I clicked the alarm off and let my arm fall loosely to the nightstand. I didn't really want to get up to go to school, but I knew I had to. So, despite not wanting to, I pulled myself out of bed from under my warm blankets, grabbed my glasses, and dragged myself out of bed. Groggily, I got up and headed down to the washroom to clean up a bit. The bathroom had a mirror to the left right after the doorway, so of course I walked into the washroom, caught a glimpse of myself, and scared myself for the second time that morning. As usual, my hair was a curly mess of dark brown and golden blonde hair, and stuck up everywhere. Ah yes, the curse of curly hair. Since I wasn't feeling up to fixing it, I simply threw it back into a messy bun. In all honesty, I don't even know why I got an ombre if all I was going to do was throw it into a bun. But I suppose on the rare days my hair looked decent, it was nice to have an ombre. After putting my hair into a bun, I finished up in the washroom and went down to the kitchen to grab a quick breakfast. Morning, sleepyhead, Jack said once he saw me. Get enough beauty sleep? I could have used more, I replied with a yawn. No kidding, your hair's disastrous. I rolled my eyes at Jack's comment and then proceeded to grab some cereal for breakfast. Cereal wasn't exactly the best option for me, as I had problems with blood sugars dropping, but oh well. Normally I would make something that would keep me feeling good until noon, but I didn't really have the energy. I also had 20 minutes to finish getting ready and catch the bus, which wasn't a lot. I quickly poured some cereal into the bowl, then the milk. And as odd as this sounds, I then went and got dressed before eating. Yes, I know I'm crazy, but I like soggy cereal. Sue me. After throwing on an olive green shirt and some black skinny jeans, I went down to sit with my breakfast. Suddenly, my phone went off. Odd. No one really texted me in the morning unless we had a test later that day, and they need more notes to study from. I debated checking to see who texted me for a bit before grabbing it and taking a look. The phone addiction is real. Robin. Hey, the bus is early today. Dad saw it driving on his way to work. Get moving. Ugh, of course the bus would come early today. The bus drivers sometimes like to give us all a big morning surprise and come 15 minutes earlier than every other day. And if Robin's dad saw the bus, then the bus was going to be at our place within 5 minutes at least. Quickly, I ate what I could of my breakfast and then ran to the door. Jack, Bella, Robin said the bus is coming early. We gotta get out of here, I yelled as I ran to the doorway to grab my jacket and bag. Turns out, Jack and Bella were pretty much ready to go. They were just waiting for me. As they went out to the bus stop, I did my best to get my boots and jacket on as fast as I could before running out to the bus stop. Lock the door, Bella yelled at the end of the driveway. Our dad left for work before we went to school, so one of us always had to lock the door when we left for school. I ran back to the door, fumbling to find my key. After I found it, I locked the door and turned around to run to the bus stop. Unfortunately, the bus got there before me. Jack, Bella, and Robin were just getting on the bus. I shoved my key into my pocket and ran over to the bus as fast as I could, barely making it in time. The chilly September air burned inside of my lungs, but I didn't care. Missing school wasn't an option. I had to keep a good attendance if I wanted an exam exemption. I ran up to the bus and hopped on slightly after Robin did. Tired and out of breath, I fell into the seat right next to Robin. Rough morning, Robin said with a snicker. I nodded. We've known each other since we were about 5, so we basically knew everything about each other. She was also my neighbor, hence why she was on the bus stop with Bella and Jack. We practically did everything together. It was so rare to see us separated. Even our families were close, and would often spend holidays together. Yeah, didn't exactly expect the bus to come early, and I had a hard time waking up, I said whilst trying to catch my breath. Wow, that's not at all like you. You're usually up and ready to go super early. You sick or something? Robin joked. Maybe it's flu season. Robin laughed, and for the rest of the bus ride, we chatted and joked around like always. It was always nice to be able to spend time with Robin. I couldn't have asked for a better friend. She was always there for me. I did my best to be there for her as well. The morning classes went slowly. I knew it was going to be one of those days the hours dragged on super slowly. Since it was my junior year, my classes were a lot harder than last year, which made it more important to pay attention. I tried to pay attention, but I couldn't help but stare at the clock. Finally, lunch hour came along. Like usual, I met up with Robin in the cafeteria. Robin looked just as tired as I did. She wasn't a huge fan of school. She did super well academically, but she had to really try. She would spend hours studying for tests and trying to understand the material. Unfortunately, her depression got in the way of being motivated to do that. Poor Robin had a bad history of depression. It all started after her mom died when she was 7. She refused to go to school, wouldn't leave her room, and had started cutting and contemplating suicide at a young age. Luckily, she got help and was doing better thanks to therapy and antidepressants. Tired? I giggled when Robin sat down next to me. Gee, you think? Robin rolled her eyes. Math class is going to kill me. If you need help with anything, I'm happy to help you out, I smiled. Honestly, Diane, I don't know what I would do without you. Robin laughed as she pulled her lunch out of her school bag. I frowned when I saw she only had a granola bar. Robin didn't come from a well-off family, and it happened quite often that groceries weren't prioritized. Usually Dad would help out Robin's dad and pay the groceries if they needed it. I guess I was going to have to let Dad know they needed money again. Money tight again, I asked. Robin nodded. Yeah. Here, I pulled out some change out of my school bag. Go get something from the cafeteria. It's not a proper lunch. You sure? Yes. I was a bit of a stickler when it came to health, especially for Robin. I didn't need her getting depressed because she wasn't eating right. Thanks, Diane. Robin gave me a tired smile as she looked at the money and got up to see what she could get at the cafeteria. I waited for her to come back before pulling out my lunch. It was always more fun to eat as a group. What did you get? I asked as I pulled out my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Pizza. It's the best thing they got. Robin smiled, especially compared to that mashed potato rubbish they got. We both laughed and happily talked and enjoyed our lunches for the rest of the lunch hour. It was finally the end of the school day, and I was relieved. Pre-calculus was a pain in my butt. The teacher was boring and the work was way too easy. I was just cleaning up my stuff when one of my classmates and her friends approached me from behind. Hey Diane, Lucille said to me. Lucille was a pretty chill classmate, despite looking like she came straight from a Mean Girls musical. She was actually super kind. Hey Lucille, what's up? I replied. I didn't really know what they wanted from me, but they were super nice, so I figured they probably just need help with class. Though I did notice she had a weird tone going on that I wasn't sure about. The ceiling, Lucille's friend Pat said. Pat was a very bubbly person and would often pull these kinds of jokes. Lucille, on the other hand, wasn't so bubbly. She simply rolled her eyes at the comment. She never really liked Pat's jokes. Nothing much, I just wanted to talk to you about something. Shoot, I replied, as I figured it was probably a math question. Pre-calculus could really stress people out. Do you think you're better than everyone else here? The question caught me off guard completely. What kind of question was that? Of course I didn't. No, no, of course not. Why would you ask that? I asked, extremely confused. Oh, just because it really seems like that. Lucille stared coldly. Her chill and kind vibe was gone. You know, perfect grades, loads of friends, always walking around like you're the next top model. I don't mean to come off as that. I was kind of hurt by that. She saw me like that. How many others did too? I was just trying to survive in high school. I had good grades because I worked for them. And yeah, I was social, but I really only hung out with Robin outside of school. Well, you do. Just thought I'd let you know. not right to have people like you walking around with that confidence. Lucille got in my face. Reality is going to hit you once you can't be a teacher's pet anymore, and will be so fat and ugly that no one will talk to you. Except for Robin, maybe. I don't think she's got standards anyways. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Did I really just hear this? Lucille was a nice person. There was no way in hell she could have said this without it being a joke. Then it clicked. It's gotta be a joke, right? So that's how I decided to take it. Fat and ugly? Oh, come on, really? Now, who made you say that? I mean, bro, my doctor is constantly on my back about gaining weight because I'm underweight. I laughed nervously. Lucille was getting way too close to me. I was starting to get scared that she wanted to hurt me. I'm definitely no teacher's pet. And, please don't say that about Robin. She's actually super cool. Bragging now, are we? Lucille countered and started mocking me. Oh, look at me. I'm Diane. I'm underweight and smart, and I'll say what I want about who I want. Pat giggled at Lucille's sarcasm, and I just nervously laughed, trying to play along. This couldn't really be happening. With nothing to argue back, I grabbed my stuff and ran out of the room as fast as I could. Behind me, Lucille and her friends were shouting things like fatty and bitch. I was super sensitive when it came to being picked on, so of course I started crying. Normally, if I got picked on, which was usually for having round, thick glasses, Robin was there to stand up for me. But I wasn't one to stand up for myself. Normally, I would have gone to Robin's locker after class, but I couldn't risk let her seeing me so upset like this. If she found out what happened, she would probably end up in a fight. And that was the thing with Robin. She was constantly getting into trouble with other people, and always involving fistfights. I don't even know why. She just always seemed to have found herself in the wrong place at the wrong time. So instead of going to Robin's locker, I took a pit stop in the bathroom. I sighed out in relief when I saw it was empty. At least no one would see or hear me crying like a baby as I was. As quickly as I could, I cleaned up and did my best to cover up any signs of crying. Once my eyes didn't look puffy and red, I decided it was good enough and finally headed to Robin's locker. Robin was there waiting for me and didn't sense anything unusual. On the bus ride home, I was sitting with Robin. We were talking like normal. Robin told me all about her day, and I told her about mine, leaving out the Lucille situation, of course. So, you want to hang out at my house tonight? We could watch a movie, Robin asked. She absolutely loved movies. She would spend most of her free time watching movies. I don't know. I don't really feel good, I lied. I wasn't up for hanging out after what happened. Really just want to go to bed. I need to think about what just happened. Oh, that's fine. I wouldn't doubt that you're probably getting a cold. Yeah, probably. Okay, that was it for now. That was chapter 1 of the story. So if you liked it, you can like and subscribe, the usual. Make sure to go check out Cyan Imitations. She just does really good and emotional stuff. Uh, it's really good to just read, really good to just watch. Really relatable if you're just like a teenager in general. Because honestly, if you're a teenager, you can relate to most of the stuff, and or at least something in her wide selection of videos. Um, let's see, what else? Make sure to like and subscribe. Just kidding. Uh, I'm probably gonna upload this and then go lay down because my arms, gosh, my arms feel like I used, well, man, it's like I used one for all at 100% over here. Barely bend my arms. But yeah, um, what's next? Have a good day, I guess, and yeah, eventually I'll get chapter 2. So see you guys. Actually, no, I won't see you, and you won't see me. It's gonna be a black screen. I'm not gonna edit anything. However, until next time.